Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. This is our yoga recording for the week of February 16th, or 15th rather, through the 19th. So I hope you've been enjoying the workouts, and now it's probably time to stretch and just kind of decompress. We're halfway through the week, ideally, when we do this. So we've got some workouts ahead of us and then some workouts ahead of us, or behind us and ahead of us. So hopefully you're feeling like this is a good time to kind of take for yourself 45 minutes to really let it go, settle in, tune in, and come back to your breath, which is what we're about to do. So light your candles, get nice and cozy and comfy, and then when you're ready, join me on the mat. So we're just gonna start in a comfortable seat, and whatever that is to you, that could be cross-legged or kneeling or even lying down for our opening meditation where we just kind of ground and center. So speaking of grounding, I really want you to feel both sits bones on the earth. So if you need to, just pull that fleshy glute muscle out so you really feel firmly rooted into your mat. And then sitting up nice and tall, so the spine's straight, but not too rigid. And then just relaxing through the shoulders, through the neck, through the upper and middle back. Letting the legs, the knees, the ankles, just relax and fall where they may. Letting the hands fall to your knees. It can be face down if you're looking for more of a grounding, restorative practice. Or they could be face up, palms face up, if you're looking for more energizing, invigorating, or looking for more energy from the universe in your practice today. So your practice is always what you make of it, what you want it to be. So there's no restrictions. So come into your center now and close your eyes if that feels comfortable. If it doesn't, a soft gaze just beyond the nose, slightly in front of your mat. And just observing the breath here. Noticing where you are today in this moment. Maybe it's the morning. This is one of the first things you're doing. So maybe you already feel relaxed, or maybe you're running the to-do list through your mind. Try to let all of that go. And if it's the end of your day, release everything that came before this. Settling into being mindful here. So just being with yourself, being with your practice, being with this moment, being with your breath. Just being. There's nowhere else to go. There's nothing else to do. And then maybe deepening your breath. Filling the belly, the diaphragm, and then the chest. And then releasing through the exhale. Feeling the air leave, Same way it came in, releasing the chest, the diaphragm, and then deflating the belly a little bit. Just observing some deep breaths within yourself. Notice where you're holding any tension. Just try to melt. Just gently soften with each breath. We're going to do a breathing practice together. So bringing one hand to the heart and one hand to the belly, keeping your eyes closed. Tucking your chin towards your chest just ever so slightly so you're getting a little length through the back of the neck, that cervical spine. We're going to breathe in deeply for a count of 3, and then we're going to hold for 2 breaths, or 2 counts, and then we're going to exhale for 4 counts. So inhale for 3, hold for 2, exhale for 4. So just return to your regular breathing. And then when we're ready, coming together for an inhale count of 1, 2, 3. Hold for 1, 2. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, inhale for 3, 2, 1. Hold for 2, 1. Exhale, release it all out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time, inhale, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 1, 2. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then just returning to your natural breath. Bringing our hands to heart center. Setting an intention for this practice to be mindful. So coming into stillness with each posture. Focusing on the different sensations that each posture may bring. Your breath, any muscle tension or sensation. Noticing everything in and around your body in this moment. Where we have nothing else to think about. And every time our mind may wander throughout our practice, as it will, just gently encouraging it to come back and focus on the task at hand. So taking one cleansing breath in together, inhale, mindfulness. Exhale, sigh it out. Beautiful. Okay. Now we're just going to release those hands down to the floor, and we're going to switch the cross of our legs now. So if you've got your legs crossed, switching whichever leg is in front, and if you don't have your legs crossed, maybe now you feel that you want to cross them, but really just sitting comfortably however you like. We're going to bring the arms straight out in front from the shoulders, pointing the fingers towards the ground, and then flexing the fingers up. So just waking up the wrists. One more. Good. Now keeping the fingers flexed up to the ceiling, we're just going to rotate them. So rotating from the shoulder joint. Fingers up, fingers down. Building a little bit of heat in the shoulders. One more each way. Good, and then just coming back so your fingers are neutral, straight out from your shoulders. We're gonna inhale, open. Exhale, round forward. Feel free to drop the chin to the chest. Inhale, open wide, expand through the chest, shine the heart forward. Exhale, reach the arms back in front of the shoulders. Inhale, we open. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, round forward. Two more. Inhale, shine that heart forward, maybe slight back bend, reaching the arms behind your shoulders. Exhale, round forward. Last one. Expand. And then let it go. Good, and then sitting up nice and tall, keeping the arms straight forward. We're gonna inhale, bring the right hand to the heart as we peel open, twisting our shoulders to the right. And then exhale, arm comes open. And we're just gonna reach that arm straight, sweep it straight back to meet the other hand. So inhale, right hand to heart, twist to the right. Exhale, open, sweep it to the front. Inhale, twist. Exhale, open. Hand to the front. One more just like that. Inhale, heart. Exhale, open. Swim that right arm to meet the left. Now we're going to take it to the other side. So inhale, left hand to the heart, twist. Exhale, reach. Swim it back to the front. Inhale, open, twist. Exhale, open the arm. Swim it back to the front. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. And we're just going to rest those hands gently on our knees and give our shoulders a little love now. So inhaling, squeezing the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, roll the shoulders down the back. Moving with the breath. Inhale, lift. Exhale, relax the shoulders. Inhale, lift. Exhale, roll them back. One more. Exhale, relax, and then we're just going to reverse that direction. So shrugging the shoulders up towards the ears and then rolling them to the front as we exhale. Inhale, squeeze them up. Exhale, shrug them forward. So you're feeling a little stretch now in the back of the upper back, the back of the ribs. Good, one more. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, roll forward. Good. We're just going to sit up nice and tall. Now we're going to open our legs nice and wide, coming into a straddle pose, facing the long side of your mat. And again, rooting down through both sits bones, so feeling nice and grounded, and then sitting up nice and tall. So we're not collapsed back. We're really keeping the integrity of the core, shifting, almost tilting the pelvis forward slightly. Your hands can just relax wherever they feel comfortable, on the floor in front of you, or maybe on your legs. And then rolling the shoulders down the back, sitting up nice and tall through the crown of the head. We're going to inhale, tilt the chin towards the sky, and then exhale, release the chin to the chest. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Moving with the breath. One more. Good, now we're gonna sit up nice and tall, facing center. Inhale to the right. Exhale to the left, so just looking right and left. Waking up those neck muscles, the spine. One more each way. Beautiful, coming back through center. We're gonna tilt the right ear to the right shoulder as we inhale. Exhale, roll the chin to the chest. left ear to left shoulder. So moving with the breath, inhale to the right, exhale to the left. Good. Releasing the tension through the back of the neck, the trapezius muscles. This is especially nice if you have just woken up for the day or maybe right before you go to bed. Super relaxing. Releasing all the tension of the day. One more each way. Inhale. Exhale. Good. And then come back up so you're parallel with the floor. We're going to inhale, sweep both arms out to the side, all the way up overhead. Exhale, float the left hand down, reaching the right bicep by the ear, holding here for a side stretch. So maybe you're up on your hand and that feels nice and you're still feeling a deep side stretch. If you'd like to intensify it, you can try to come down to the elbow. Come down just a little bit further. Doing what feels good. One more deep breath. And then we're just going to rotate our shoulders to face the leg. Inhale, reach it long, fingers out, radiating energy over the left toe, and then exhale, forward fold over that left leg. So reaching the chest towards the knee. This is a good place if you've got a block to place your elbows up onto the block to elevate that earth just a little bit, just a couple inches if you need it. One more deep breath. And on your next exhale, rolling up, coming back through center. Inhale, sweep both arms up. Exhale, reaching over to that right side. Staying up on the hand or maybe coming down to the elbow. Cultivating that mindfulness, calling on that mindfulness that we talked about in the beginning of our practice. Being intentionally here. Here now. It is enough. What are you focused on? What sensations do you feel? How can you relax any tension that you might feel? One more big deep inhale. Lengthening. And then exhale, rotating. Left hand, reaching energetically over those right toes. And then releasing over that right leg. So reaching the chest towards that right knee, or more squared off, facing the leg. Feeling maybe a deeper stretch through the back of the right leg, the hamstring. Holding here, 2 more breaths. Trying to let go, really just trying to melt, trying to relax into each pose, especially under the discomfort. One more deep breath. Your exhale brings you back up through center. This time we're going to bring the legs together, keeping them right in front of us, legs long, keeping them straight, sitting up nice and tall, flexing through the feet. Inhale, sweep both arms up. Exhale, reach it forward. So maybe your hands land close to your ankles or your toes, or maybe they come back to your shins, but really finding length as we hinge forward, finding length through the spine. So we don't want to collapse here. We want to keep the airways nice and open, chest open, shoulders open, so we're not rounding and collapsing. Keep those toes flexed, pointed towards the ceiling, and we are feeling a nice deep stretch through the back of the legs. That's the goal. Breathing here, 2 more deep breaths. When you're ready, coming back up to a nice tall seated position, we're just going to rock over onto one side of our hips, bending the knees, coming into tabletop. Making sure we're in a firm foundation, so hands right under the shoulders, knees right under the hips, and we're just going to rock our hips side to side, just kind of loosening up the outer glute muscles, waving the spine side to side. And then we're going to shift the knees wide. Toes can come together. Walking the hands out nice and far, coming into our puppy dog pose. So hips stay stacked right over the knees. So we're not coming back into our child's pose just yet. Keep the hips up, reaching the chest toward the floor. And if you can, your chin or your forehead. And maybe you'd like a block or a pillow to support that forehead. Find what works for you. Just getting a nice opening through the shoulders, through the chest, lengthening through the back body. Breathing here. One more deep breath. And then we're just going to come up to our elbows, bringing the knees back so they're right underneath of us. We're going to tuck the toes, lift the hips, coming into our dolphin pose. So reaching the hips up toward the sky. Staying nice and strong, shoulders over elbows, pressing up and out of the shoulders so we're not collapsing. Head under heart, so we're in a nice inversion, invigorating us, energizing us. Holding for one more deep breath. And when you're ready, drop the knees. Tuck the toes or turn the toes towards each other. Turn the knees out wide, coming into our child's pose. Releasing through the back. Releasing through the front body. Let the belly just be heavy here. Coming back to your breath. Then when you're ready, we're going to bend through those elbows again. Bring the knees right under our hips. Tuck the toes, coming back into our dolphin pose. Shift the hips up. Reach the heels energetically towards the floor. That's okay, they may not touch. And that's fine as long as we're feeling a stretch, lengthening through the back of the legs. Inhale, step that left foot closer underneath of your body. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, lower. Replace the right foot with the left foot, or vice versa. And lift the left. Exhale, lower. Beautiful. We're just gonna come down to our knees. Come onto our hands, onto all fours. And we're gonna tuck the toes and just walk our feet all the way up to meet our hands. Coming into our forward fold. So your feet can be hip width apart right underneath of you, or they could be as wide as the mat. You find what works for your body. I definitely need a little more space with this belly. And then let's find some movement, gently rocking the hips from side to side. When you're ready, find stillness. We're just gonna hang here in our forward fold for a minute. Releasing through the head, neck, and shoulders. Let the head and the arms, the hands be really heavy. When you're ready, we're gonna bring our hands to our shins or our thighs. Finding length, we inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. Soft bend through the knees as we sweep both arms up. Coming all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands through heart center. And then we open up to our mountain pose. Beautiful. So palms shining forward. Heart open, shoulders back. Pelvis tucked right under the shoulders. And we're just gonna cultivate that core connection. So pulling the navel in toward the spine. Maybe closing the eyes here and taking a moment to be mindful in this mountain pose, noticing what you feel, if you feel strong, if you feel wobbly today. Everything is the right answer. Just observing. Connecting back to that deep breathing. And then on our next inhale, we're gonna sweep the arms up. Hands meet overhead. Exhale, hinge the hips back, folding forward. Forward fold. Plant the hands. Step the feet all the way back. Drop the knees to the floor. And then the elbows. So the elbows come right under the shoulders. Make sure we're structurally sound. Make sure we're not pushing back too far. You want the shoulders perfectly aligned over the elbows. Then we're going to come back into our dolphin pose. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, reaching the hips towards the back of the room. Holding here for a breath. And then on your next exhale, let it go. Inhale, we're going to shift forward into our plank. So shifting forward, keeping that nice straight line, and then exhale, shift back. So you may need to move the feet a bit, totally fine. Inhale, shift forward. Plank, moving with the breath. Exhale, shift back. One more, just like that. Inhale, shifting forward. Exhale, shift back. And then gently dropping the knees to the floor. Coming back up into our tabletop position. Swivel the hips from side to side. We're gonna look forward between our hands. Step our right foot forward, right between the hands. Coming into our low lunge. This is a good place for blocks. One on either side of the foot. You've got them. Because I want you to keep a nice long spine. So you can stay up on your fingertips or flatten your palms if that feels okay. But we're going to shift the hips forward and really lengthen the spine. So try not to collapse. Rounding forward. Nice long spine. from head all the way down to tailbone. Breathing here. Then when you're ready, we're gonna walk that right hand to the inside of our right leg, walking the right foot out just a little bit further, a little bit wider, closer to the edge of the mat. And you can stay here on your knee, or we can tuck the toe and lift the back knee if you're feeling good today. And then we're gonna open that right arm to the ceiling. Modification, always an option. Holding into this twist, breathing. And then we're placing that right hand to the floor. This time we are gonna come all the way up to your toe, if you can lift that left knee. And then we're gonna pivot to the knife's edge, the razor's edge of both of our feet. Open that right arm to the sky, and then drop the hips towards the floor. So we're gonna move with our breath here. We're facing the long side of our mat, so we're getting a super deep stretch in the outer right hip. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, release to the floor. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. One more. Inhale, lift, and then we're gonna pivot back through our runner's lunge, coming back to our downward facing dog. I guess this is our first downward facing dog of the day. Those hips from side to side. Feel free to pedal it out. When you're ready, come to stillness. Pressing the hips back, reaching the heels towards the floor. Pressing through the fingertips, away from the floor so we're not dumping into our shoulders or wrists. Breathe deeply. And when you're ready, look forward to the front of the mat. Step that left foot through between both hands. Gently drop the back knee. Sitting up nice and tall. Shining the heart forward, finding length through the spine. As we shift the hips forward into our low lunge. Breathing here. Coming up to blocks. If that feels good. And then we're going to walk that left foot just about as wide as the mat, so to that long edge of the mat. Placing the left hand inside of the left foot. Staying modified with that back knee on the ground or tucking the back toe, lifting the right knee and peeling open to our runner's lunge. Both options available. Shining the heart to the left side of the room. Breathing into this twist. When you're ready, releasing those hands down to the floor. Next, we're going to come into our reverse Skandasana. So, tucking the right toes, lifting the right knee, peeling that arm open to the ceiling as we swivel both, or the hips to face the side, and we're on the edge of both feet. So, exhaling as we lower. Inhale, lift the hips, reach that arm overhead. Exhale, lower. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lower. One more. Inhale, reach. And then coming back to our center, planting the hands, step the foot back downward facing dog. Settle in, try to find stillness here. We're going to be here for 4 breaths. Try to deepen the breath if you can. 1 more deep breath cycle. And when you're ready, we're going to look forward to the front of our mat. This time we're going to come into our half pigeon pose. So bending that right foot, bringing the right knee behind the right wrist, right ankle behind the left wrist, and then straightening that leg behind us, just looking back to make sure that left leg is straight behind our left hip and not out to the side. And then if you've got a pillow or a block, just place under that right hip for support. That might feel good, so we can just completely relax onto the floor. Inhale, find length. Exhale, walk those hands out in front of you, forward fold. Resting your head on a pillow or a block, or the floor. You can stack your palms or your fists one on top of each other. Really just trying to let the head, neck, and shoulders completely relax here. Two more deep breaths here. When you're ready, picking back up, removing any props. We're just going to plant the hands, tuck the left toes, lift the left knee, use your core, pull the belly button to the spine, step that right foot all the way back to your downward facing dog. Finding stillness in your downward facing dog and just noticing how you may feel different from one leg, one hip to the other. Breathing space and expansion into any tightness. And when you're ready, looking forward to the front of your mat, bending through the left leg, bringing the left knee behind the left wrist, left foot behind the right wrist. Taking a look back at that right leg, just making sure we're straight in alignment, and then taking a prop or a pillow behind the left glute for support. Inhaling, nice long spine. And then we exhale, forward fold. Few more deep breath cycles here. And when you're ready, removing any props. Then we're just going to sit up and roll to our left side. Our left hip's already on the ground. So just extending both legs as we continue to roll all the way onto our backs. And then lying all the way down, hug your knees into your chest and rock side to side, massaging through that lower back. And then we're going to bring our knees to 90 degrees, both knees together. This could also be a good place to use a prop, a pillow, or a block between the legs, just so we're activating those inner thighs. It can help keep our hips in alignment too. And then we're going to inhale, scoot the hips to the left or the right ever so slightly, arms out into a T, and we're going to gently rock those hips to the left side. Releasing them to the floor. Finding what feels good here. Trying to keep that right shoulder on the ground. Maybe gently closing the eyes. Coming back to our mindfulness practice. Coming back to our breath. And when you're ready, lifting those knees back up through center. And this time shifting our hips slightly over to the left, creating space on the right side of the mat. Then gently releasing those knees to the right side of the floor. Closing down the eyes. Coming back to the breath. One more deep breath cycle. Bring your up to your chest once again. Hug them in one last time. And then rolling over to one side. Pausing here to feel supported by the earth. So placing your head in your bicep. Knees can be slightly bent. Closing down the eyes. You're ready. Pressing up to a seated position. Keeping the eyes closed. And bringing our hands to heart center. Feeling our practice with a sense of gratefulness. Gratefulness that we were able to take this time out for ourselves today to do this wonderful, loving act of self-care. And also feeling very thankful for our body, which does so much to carry us through each and every day without us having to think or tell it what to do. Breathing with ease, using its intuition and strength to carry us through each and every day. Let's take one last deep cleansing breath in together, being very mindful of our breath. When you're ready, exhale. And together we deeply inhale and exhale, side out. The light and soul in me honors the divine light and soul in each and every one of you. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. And I'll see you in our next video. Namaste. Thank you guys so much. I hope you feel nice and juicy and a little more relaxed than when we started. Whether you're starting your day or ending your day, or maybe you're taking the time out in the middle of your day, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank yourself. This is such a wonderful, loving practice of self-care to do. I try to do it on a daily basis, and usually it's not this long, but even just taking 10 to 15 minutes out to stretch and connect inward is highly rejuvenating, relaxing, and centering. So I hope you're feeling the benefits, and I can't wait to practice with you soon. Bye, guys.